Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable President of India and other dignitaries have now arrived. They will now have a photograph with the awardees and faculty members outside the auditorium. We will have the live telecast going on in the auditorium.
To grace this event, we have with us very esteemed personalities whose presence reflects their commitment to the fields of education, health, and governance. We are particularly privileged to have with us the Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, whose remarkable leadership and vision continue to guide and inspire the nation. We also have the Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Justice Syed Abdul Nazeer ji, an exemplary administrator and a guiding force for our state. We are fortunate to have the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu, a dynamic leader whose hard work and vision continue to drive the progress of our state and inspire all of us.
We are also joined by the Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Ayush, and Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, Shri Pratap Rao Jadhav ji, whose dedication to uplift the healthcare services across the country is unparalleled. We are joined by the Honorable Minister of Health, Family Welfare and Medical Education of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Satya Kumar Yadav garu, whose visionary leadership and tireless efforts have transformed healthcare and profoundly impacted the society. We have the Honorable Minister for Human Resource Development and Information Technology, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Nara Lokesh garu, whose unwavering dedication to advancing healthcare and education continues to shape our state's future. We are now waiting for the ceremonial academic procession to begin. Please be seated. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. It means lead us from illusion to truth, from darkness to light, and from death to immortality. This reflects the journey of education, a path that leads from ignorance to enlightenment. The academic procession comprises of the registrar, the deanery of academics, research, examination, and student affairs, the heads of 39 departments, along with their faculty members, and our beloved graduates. On this occasion, we would like to acknowledge the support we got from National Institute of Design in designing our ceremonial attire. Just to brief you about the ceremonial attire, we have chosen the traditional Indian attire as a symbol of national pride. To showcase the rich and vibrant local textile heritage, Mangalagiri cotton and silk were chosen. The ancient art of kalamkari, which involves hand drawing or block printing with natural dyes, is a traditional art form that originated in Andhra Pradesh. The color palette of the ensemble and the kalamkari design in green was chosen keeping in mind the colors and elements of the logo of our institution. The green and gold hues also showcase the rich and fertile agricultural landscape of Andhra Pradesh.
All India Institute of Medical Sciences Mangalagiri is one of the premier institutions in the country for healthcare, education and research. Established with a vision to provide world-class health services and medical education, AIIMS continues to serve as a beacon of excellence in the medical field. Our institution is committed to delivering high-quality, patient-centric care while advancing medical research and innovation. We aim to shape the future of healthcare through our comprehensive medical programs, pioneering research initiatives, and dedication to the holistic development of healthcare professionals. At AIIMS, we are not only focused on medical treatment, but also on training the next generation of doctors, nurses, and allied healthcare professionals. Our educational programs are designed to foster critical thinking, compassionate care, and ethical practices that will contribute to the betterment of society. We are proud of our legacy of delivering cutting-edge medical care, and as we move forward, we remain steadfast in our commitment to the values of excellence, integrity, and service to humanity. Our diverse team of doctors, researchers, and staff work relentlessly to meet the healthcare needs of our nation, ensuring that quality treatment is accessible to all.
I request our graduates and faculty to occupy the seats at the earliest. We are awaiting the arrival of the Honorable President of India along with other dignitaries.
Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Madam, say the word.
I request all of you to please stand up as the Honorable President of India and other dignitaries are now going to proceed towards the dais. I request everyone to please be seated. To commence the proceedings, I now request respected Director of AIIMS Mangalagiri, Professor Madhava Nandakar, to seek permission from the Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Ayush, and Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, Shri Pratap Rao Jadhav ji, to open the convocation.
I request President of AIIMS Mangalagiri to declare the convocation open.
आज यहाँ पर कन्वोकेशन का जो प्रोग्राम होगा है हो रहा है उसे मैं यहाँ पर उद्घाटित करता हूँ.
May I now request the Honorable Minister, Shri Pratap Rao Jadhav ji, to deliver the welcome address.
आज यहाँ पर एम्स मंगलगिरी के दीक्षांत समारोह के पावन अवसर पर मंच पर उपस्थित परम आदरणीय भारत की माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी, आंध्र प्रदेश के आदरणीय राज्यपाल श्री अब्दुल नजीर जी, आंध्र प्रदेश के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री आदरणीय श्री नारा चंद्रबाबू नायडू जी, आंध्र प्रदेश सरकार के माननीय स्वास्थ्य परिवार कल्याण एवं चिकित्सा शिक्षा मंत्री श्री सत्य कुमार यादव जी, आंध्र प्रदेश सरकार के माननीय मानव संसाधन विकास आईटी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एवं संचार मंत्री श्री नारा लोकेश जी, एम्स मंगलगिरी के निर्देशक डॉक्टर माधवानंद कर जी, समारोह में पधारे सम्मानित शिक्षकगण, अभिभावकगण और मेरे प्रिय छात्रा छात्राओं, भारत सरकार के स्वास्थ्य और परिवार कल्याण मंत्रालय की ओर से मैं आप सभी का एम्स मंगलगिरी के पहले दीक्षांत समारोह में स्वागत करता हूं। सबसे पहले मैं भारत की परम आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी को हृदय से धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा, जो अपने व्यस्त कार्यक्रम से समय निकालकर आज हमारे बीच उपस्थित है। साथियों, ये किसी भी देश के लिए गर्व और सम्मान का विषय है कि देश की पहली अनुसूचित जनजाति समाज का प्रतिनिधित्व करने वाली महिला राष्ट्रपति, जिनका संपूर्ण जीवन सामाजिक, आर्थिक और शैक्षणिक उत्थान के लिए ही समर्पण से भरा हुआ है। आदरणीय श्रीमती मुर्मू जी हमारा प्रोत्साहन करने के लिए यहाँ उपस्थित है। एम्स मंगलगिरी न केवल चिकित्सा शिक्षा में उत्कृष्टता का प्रतीक बन गया है, बल्कि यह अत्यधिक सफलता के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। मुझे यह जानकर खुशी है कि इस संस्थान ने हाल ही में किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट सेवाएं भी शुरू की है। यह संस्थान अत्याधुनिक तकनीक से सुसज्जित है, जिससे रोगियों की देखभाल सरल और अधिक कुशल बनती है। मेरे प्रिय स्नातक छात्रों, आप सभी ने वर्षों तक जो कठिन मेहनत और समर्पण दिखाया है, वही आज इस शैक्षिक उपलब्धि में परिवर्तित हुआ है। साथियों, आज आप उस स्थिति में हैं जहां आप जो भी निर्णय मरीजों की देखभाल में लेंगे, वह दूसरों के जीवन पर गहरा प्रभाव डालेगा। आपको इस नैतिक जिम्मेदारी को बड़ी बुद्धिमानी और धैर्य के साथ निभाना होगा। स्वास्थ्य सेवा प्रदाताओं के रूप में आपकी भूमिका चिकित्सा सेवाओं में अंतर को समाप्त करने और गुणवत्तापूर्ण स्वास्थ्य देखभाल की पहुंच सभी तक सुनिश्चित करने में अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। साथियों, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हमेशा गुणवत्तापूर्ण चिकित्सा शिक्षा पर ध्यान केंद्रित किया है। यह एक सुप्रशिक्षित स्वास्थ्य कार्यबल हमारी नीति निर्माण का मुख्य बिंदु है। साथियों, पिछले 10 वर्ष में सरकार ने मेडिकल कॉलेज की संख्या और एमबीबीएस सीटों में वृद्धि की है। मेडिकल कॉलेज की संख्या 2014 से पहले की तुलना में आज 102% की वृद्धि के साथ 387 से बढ़कर 780 सीटें हुई है। इसके अलावा एमबीबीएस सीटों में 2014 की तुलना में 130% की वृद्धि है। एमबीबीएस सीटें आज 1,18,137 हो गई है और पीजी सीटें 135% की वृद्धि के साथ 73,157 हो गई है। साथियों, मैं आप सभी को कहना चाहता हूं कि आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के दूरदर्शी नेतृत्व में माननीय स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण मंत्री जी श्री नड्डा जी के मार्गदर्शन में भारत सरकार पूजनीय बाला साहेब ठाकरे के सिद्धांतों से प्रेरित होकर सभी देशवासियों तक स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं पहुंचाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है और सस्ती तथा गुणवत्तापूर्ण स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं प्रदान करने के लिए लगातार प्रयासरत है। हमारी सरकार का लक्ष्य इलनेस से वेलनेस और हेल्थ केयर फॉर ऑल पर है और अब हमारे लिए स्वास्थ्य व्यवसाय नहीं बल्कि सेवा का माध्यम है। आयुष्मान भारत योजना और जन औषधि योजना से गरीब और मध्यम वर्गीय परिवारों के इलाज में हर साल करोड़ों रुपए की बचत हो रही है। साथियों, सरकार का ध्यान सिर्फ क्यूरेटिव केयर ही नहीं बल्कि प्रिवेंटिव केयर पर भी है। 29 अक्टूबर 2024 को आयुर्वेद दिवस के शुभ अवसर पर आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा अखिल भारतीय आयुर्वेद संस्थान नई दिल्ली से देश का प्रकृति परीक्षण अभियान की शुरुआत की गई है। 26 नवंबर 2024 को परम आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी के प्रकृति परीक्षण के साथ इस प्रकृति परीक्षण अभियान के पहले चरण की शुरुआत हुई है। यह अभियान एक महत्वपूर्ण मील का पत्थर है जिसमें 1 करोड़ से अधिक परिवारों की प्रकृति का मूल्यांकन आयुर्वेद सिद्धांतों के आधार पर किया जाएगा। मैं सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि इस अभियान में सक्रिय रूप से भाग ले और इस ऐतिहासिक प्रयास में अपना योगदान करें। साथियों, मुझे गर्व है कि एम्स मंगलगिरी ने आंध्र प्रदेश राज्य और आसपास के क्षेत्रों के लोगों के स्वास्थ्य परिणामों में सुधार करने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है और यह राज्य के गरीब और जरूरतमंद लोगों के लिए ही नहीं बल्कि पड़ोसी राज्यों जैसे तेलंगाना, ओडिशा, तमिलनाडु आदि के लोगों के लिए भी एक आशीर्वाद बन गया है। साथियों, दीक्षांत समारोह केवल एक समारोह ही नहीं है अपितु यह आप सभी के जीवन में एक मील का पत्थर है, एक अविस्मरणीय क्षण जो वर्षों के समर्पण कड़ी मेहनत का प्रतीक है। मैं सभी विद्यार्थियों, उनके परिवारों के सदस्यों और उनके शिक्षकों को हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। अंत में परम आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय का फिर एक बार आभार व्यक्त करता हूं जिन्होंने हमारे निमंत्रण को स्वीकार कर इस समारोह को अपनी उपस्थिति से अनुग्रहित किया है। साथियों, मैं आप सबके साथ हर्षपूर्वक यह साझा करना चाहता हूं कि आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय स्वास्थ्य सेवा जैसे महत्वपूर्ण मामले में गहरी रुचि रखती है। आपको यह जानकर खुशी होगी कि आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति मैडम ने ऑर्गन डोनेशन जैसे संवेदनशील मुद्दे को रेखांकित कर हमारे देश में लोगों को अंगदान के प्रति प्रोत्साहन देने के लिए बड़े पैमाने पर अधिक से अधिक जागरूकता अभियान चलाने की जरूरत पर जोर दिया है। एक बार फिर से सभी स्नातकों को बधाई। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आप भारत की स्वास्थ्य प्रणाली को नई ऊंचाई तक पहुंचाने में अमूल्य योगदान करेंगे। जय हिंद, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. I now request our director, Professor Madhavanandaka, to present a report of our institution.
Good morning, Namaskar. Her Excellency, the President of India, Honorable Governor for Andhra Pradesh, Shri Abdul Nazeer ji, Honorable Chief Minister Andhra Pradesh, Nara, Chandrababu Naidu ji, Honorable Union Minister of State, AIIMS, Health and Family Welfare, Shri Prataprao Jadhav ji, our own President of Institute, Minister of Health, Family Welfare and Medical Education, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Satya Kumar Yadav ji, Human Resource Development, IT, Electronics Communication Minister of Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Nara Lokesh ji, dignitaries of the dais from the government, esteemed institute body members, distinguished guests from various universities and medical colleges across the country, my faculty colleagues, respected parents, our brilliant graduates, my dear students, media persons, online viewers and friends. I once again welcome you all to this first and historic convocation ceremony of AIIMS Mangalagiri. I am honored to present progress report of our institute on this historic occasion, which shall be etched the annals of the institute, where none other than the first citizen of the country is emceed us as the chief guest. And on behalf of the whole AIIMS Mangalagiri fraternity, I profusely thank Her Excellency for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. Thank you, Mark. Foundation stone of AIIMS Mangalagiri was led by the then and current Union Minister of Health, Shri Jagat Prasad Nadda ji, along with the then and the present Chief Minister of the State, Shri Chandrababu Naidu ji, on 19th December 2015, subsequent to the approval of the project by Union Cabinet with an outlay of 1618.23 crores. The project is fully completed now with the academic complex housing the medical college, medical labs and nursing college, hospital complex with 960 bedded hospitals, currently function 600 function beds, which includes state-of-art modular OTs, ICUs, residential blocks, hostel blocks, guest house, library, administrative block, Dharamsala building for the patients, night shelter, Ayush block, auditorium, and the project was dedicated to nation by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji this year on 25th February 2024. It is a matter of pride that the institute, which was started way back in 2018 under the visionary leadership of Honorable PM and the wholehearted support extended by the state government of Andhra Pradesh, has grown manifold, and at present 41 broad and super specialty departments are functioning. As was envisaged by the Rajkumari Amriti Kaur, the first health minister of the country, while enacting AIIMS Act in the Parliament in 1956, our vision is to establish AIIMS Mangalagiri as a center of excellence in medical education, research and patient care. Our mission is to provide high-quality education, innovative research opportunities and compassionate patient care. To give glimpses of our achievements till date on academic and research front, MBBS course was started in 2018 August with 50, currently 125 students. The first batch of students who had successfully graduated in 2023 will be receiving their degrees today. I'm proud of this batch who has struggled and get this degree today. By receiving at present, over 650 MBBS students hailing from 18 states across the country are being trained. And BSc Honours Nursing course was started in August 2022. Over 50 students now currently taking the 100 students are undergoing training. Postgraduate MBBS courses started in July 2022, and at present more than 135 students are already pursuing their postgraduate courses. PDCC courses in Department of Intervention Radiology, Palliative Care Medicine were started last year, and for this they are receiving their degrees today. This year, the July allied healthcare courses and 24 students have joined in various disciplines. AIIMS Mangalagiri hosts the celebration, the colloquium, an annual national academic feast for medical students who are in seminars, model and chart competitions, workshops, quiz etc. are being organized, and young medical students across the nation enthusiastically participate every year. State-of-the-art simulation labs available for teaching MBBS, BSc, even the faculties, young faculties. Our students and faculties are participating in various national, international, and securing awards on paper presentations and quiz posters. AIIMS Mangalagiri has academic and research collaborations with the various national, international universities like Indian Institute of Science, IIT Madras, IIT Tirupati, National Institute of Design, IIT Kolkata, like so many other institutes. With various external research projects are being carried out by our faculties, student support to funding agencies like ICMR, DBT, DHR, UNICEF, AIIMS Delhi, apart from numerous intramural projects. In short span of time, over 500 research articles have been published by our faculties in various national and international journals. To enhance research activity by our students and faculty, Anusandhan Divas, an annual research day, is being celebrated, where the stalwarts in medical fields are coming and inspiring the students and faculties. Research, apart from organizing various competitions, approval has been done to start one medical journal in our institute to promote publications of their innovative research by our faculty and students. For the physical well-being of our faculty students, integrated sports complex with the basketball, tennis facilities inaugurated this year, and state-of-the-art indoor sports, gymnasium, badminton has been, cricket, football grounds shall be made available to all our faculty staffs and students specially. Student and Staff Wellness Center was inaugurated recently with an objective to support the mental health and well-being of students, faculty and staff. It aimed to create a nurturing environment of promoting emotional resilience and holistic wellness. Creche facility and cashless employee health scheme are also made available to employees' welfare measures this year. On patient care service front, outpatient department function started 12th March 2019. At present, average OPD footfall has crossed more than 3,000 per day. Till date, we have crossed over 20 lakh outpatient consultations, special outpatient clinics like integrated breast awareness, pain relief, genetic of rare diseases, infectious diseases, and aesthetic surgeries and regenerative medicine, interventional radiology, genetic counseling. We have started this genetic lab doing the karyotyping, second AIIMS after Delhi AIIMS, and this is the first AIIMS among new AIIMS to start this karyotyping for the foot ankle arthroscopy, adolescent gynecological infertility, gynec oncology, hemotherapy clinics, to name many others underlying. Inpatient services were started initially for COVID patients from July 2020 during that tough time onwards, and at present average more than 450 patients are an inpatient, and certainly we will fulfill all 960 beds. Over 38,000 inpatient and 29,000 emergency surgeries have been done till date. All the diagnostic labs, all modern facilities are available, including the nuclear medicine PET-CT, to give the utmost tertiary care to the patients of the state and nearby. Over 33 lakh investigations has been performed till date. Dialysis facility, advanced blood bank, state level VRDL facility, most trace element and molecular biology lab, advanced robotic physiotherapy facility, endoscopy, repetitive transcranial magnetic simulators, all high-end investigative facilities are available for the people of Andhra and neighboring states. Support service like Amrit Pharmacy, Prime Minister Janaushadhi Pharmacy, state of in-house laundry, CSSD service to advance life support ambulances are functional. PM Joy and Dr. NTR, Vaidya Seva, health insurances, CGHS cashless facilities, Ayushman Bharat, QR code registration and record linkage facility, telemedicine like e-Paramars are available for the patient's benefit. Over 13,000 major and minor surgeries have been performed till date with available our OTs. In various surgical departments like neurosurgery, pediatric surgery, surgical oncology, plastic surgeries, pediatric surgery, advanced comprehensive cancer care facilities with a high energy lineage, accelerated low energy lineage and HD brachytherapy, all comprehensive care facilities for cancer care is available in AIIMS Mangalagiri. We are happy to inform that this year we also successfully started kidney transplant program at our institute. And we have identified as the partner institute by the Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare. So it's a center to scheme health sector disaster preparedness program and Department of Hospital Administration at AIIMS Mangalagiri, organizing pan-India capacity building programs, quarterly hospital preparedness for the health emergencies for hospital administration and management of public health emergencies. We have been successfully using drones to transport blood samples for the pregnant women as well as the transport pap smears to do the investigation facility available to everyone in the corner of the state. Initiating advanced healthcare facility with technology, we have set target to launch robotic surgery services, initiate liver transplant surgeries, and also start WhatsApp-based patient appointment services. AIIMS Mangalagiri has a significant progress since its inception, and I would like to acknowledge the contribution made by the founding president T.S. Ravi Kumar, founding director Professor Mukesh Tripathi ji, all our faculty members there for their hard work, nursing, paramedical, administrative staff, students, and all the stakeholders, including our parents. We shall leave no stone unturned in continuing our journey towards excellence in medical education, research, and patient care, thereby contributing our bit in the picture of the Viksit Bharat set by our Honorable Prime Minister. On behalf of the entire AIIMS fraternity, I profusely thank Honorable Chief Minister for proactively resolving all the pending issues of our institute like backup electricity supply, regular power supply, water supply, provisioning the stormwater things. I would like to draw his kind attention for MOU between the Government of Andhra and Ministry of Health. We humbly request Humble Chief Minister to generously consider take of steps to hand over balance 10 acres land to support us for the expansion program of our institute. That is very close to the highway. And already we have taken the approval from the level 1 trauma center by the central government, just like Jagat Prasan, Jai Narayan, Jai Prakash Narayan Trauma Center in AIIMS Delhi. I am sure that this level 1 trauma facility is certainly the state-of-the-art coastline for the 970 kilometers of this state to be a boon to the people of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, now I humbly request respected Director of AIIMS Mangalagiri to felicitate the Honorable President of India and other dignitaries on the dais. To begin with, it is with immense respect and gratitude that we acknowledge the presence of the President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji. We warmly welcome the Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Justice Syed Abdul Nazeer ji. Our heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu. We warmly acknowledge the presence of Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Ayush, and Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, Shri Pratap Rao Jadhav ji.
ఇప్పుడు మన రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రి శ్రీ నారా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారిని మన దేశ రాష్ట్రపతి గౌరవనీయులైన శ్రీమతి ద్రౌపది ముర్ము గారిని సన్మానించడానికి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము.
Ladies and gentlemen, respected Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh will now be felicitating the Honorable President of India. We now arrive at the most awaited part of the convocation, the award ceremony. The journey of these young professionals is an inspiring narrative of resilience, growth, and a deep commitment to making an impactful field in the field of healthcare.
आज ये युवा चिकित्सक देश की सेवा के लिए तत्पर हैं और हमें पूर्ण विश्वास है कि वे पूरी ईमानदारी व करुणा के साथ चिकित्सा क्षेत्र में अपना योगदान देंगे. इनकी यह यात्रा मानवता की सेवा के प्रति गहरी प्रतिबद्धता की प्रेरणादायक कहानी है. अब मैं हमारे छात्रों को स्वर्ण पदक से पुरस्कृत करने के लिए भारत की माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया को सादर आमंत्रित करता हूं.
We now call upon the awardees to come forward and receive their awards from the Honorable President of India. I request other dignitaries present on the dais to kindly join the President on her right side.
The prestigious President's Gold Medal for securing the highest marks in 2018 MBBS batch goes to Dr. Leah Aji, daughter of Shri Aji P. Varghese and Srimati Libby K. Palos.
The recipient of the Best Outgoing Graduate Award Male is Dr. Dasari Divyamshu, son of Shri Dasari Yugandhar and Srimati Dasari Lakshmi Anupama.
The award for Best Outgoing Graduate Female of 2018 MBBS batch goes to Dr. Suprabha Sinha, daughter of Shri Shailendra Kumar and Srimati Bibha Kumari.
The final award for the Best Intern of 2018 batch is secured by Dr. Adira VK, daughter of Shri R. Vijayan and Srimati Kushala Kumari. Thank you, Madam President, and all the dignitaries. Students, your hard work and commitment have set you apart, and today we recognize your remarkable accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the awardees and their parents.
ఇప్పుడు మన గౌరవనీయులైన రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రి శ్రీ నారా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారిని సభను ఉద్దేశించి ప్రసంగించమని కోరుతున్నాము.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu.
Her Excellency, President of India, Droupadi Murmu garu, Honorable Governor, Shri Nazeer garu, Honorable Minister of State for Ayush and Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Shri Jadhav Pratap Rao Gandapat Rao, respected Director and CEO, All India Institute of Medical Science, Mangalagiri, Shri Madhavananda Kargaru, Honorable Ministers Satyakumar Yadav and also Mr. Lokesh, and friends, today is a great occasion. I am very happy to see all of you first convocation. And also, Her Excellency President of India, you are all very fortunate to have this function. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you. Today, ceremony is yours. I have seen students, meritorious students, competing each other. This convocation is recognizing your talents. In this background, I want to tell only one thing. All of us has to take as a model for all our inspiration none other than Her Excellency President of India. She was born as an ordinary woman. Now she has achieved extraordinary excellence. If we can go through her history, one small family, that to tribal family in a remote village, with dedication, with hard work, she rose to the President of India position, first citizen of India position. That is her achievement during our lifetime. She started as a teacher, then assistant professor, then irrigation department one junior assistant, then in Raipur one counselor, first academic service, then she entered into political service as counselor, then chairperson, then minister, then governor, then President of India. What else? All of us should have. This is the best example. Even we are all born in a small way, with practice, with hard work, we can achieve anything in the world. That is where she has shown the way for all of us. I am very happy today. Wonderful place, this Mangalagiri. All India Institute has been sanctioned. Then they asked me land. Then at that time, we have given this land. If you can see this land, no All India Institute of Medical Science is having this type of land in the country itself, one of the best land. At that time I thought I can give anywhere, but this is a premier institute. I wanted to give one of the best land. That's why if you see in India, Amaravati will be the future city, that also modern city. In that city, our Mangalagiri All India Institute of Medical Science will be the number one in the country forever. It is going to happen. I am very happy, along with Nadaji, we laid the foundation in 2018. Again, Nadda, today also health minister again. 2018, and now it is coincidence. And also today this hospital, 960 beds, 1618 crores they have spent money. Today, first convocation within 9 years' time. We are very happy, one of the most impressive progress. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has dedicated this institution to the nation. So anything here, you are all working, latest technologies also. Your director has given very well, linking with IIT. Originally, all medical colleges are studying only MBBS. Today you wanted to become best leaders in medical profession. You have to study technology also, and also you have to go management also. All these things you have to integrate. Then only you will have bright future. Today, it is another very good example. By paying 10 rupees, anybody can have a treatment in All India Institute of Medical Science. That is the best service available for all of you. And also, your director just now told very clearly he needs 10 acres of land for further development. I cannot say no. Immediately, we will give that land wherever you select. As on today, 183.11 acres we have given. Not the quantum of land, but the quality of land. If you can see the quality, nowhere. Even I am jealous now to study here, if possible. That is how it is there. Recently we had some problems of water, all these things. In future you won't have any problem. Either water or approach roads or power supply or storm water, and also anything for that matter. This is our top priority. We will do everything for building this institute, one of the most beautiful institute here. And also, this 10 acres, your management is trying to develop in Kolanukonda research block, School of Public Health, IIT, AIIMS as a joint venture, Medtronic Center they want to establish. And also I am requesting your director and faculty members. Now medical science has become medtech science. Medical and technology you have to integrate, then you can do wonders. That is the future, it is going to happen. Always I am thinking ahead of times. 25 years back or 30 years back, I promoted technology. Today we have reached to artificial intelligence. Now I am promoting deep tech in all walks of life, including in medical also. Then only we can serve better way, preventive health, real-time monitoring, finally curative. Whenever there is a need, patient has to come to hospital. Otherwise, no need to come to hospital. That stage we have to reach. That is possible only through technology. I am really thankful to Government of India. These are all in the Bifurcation Act. With a true spirit, they implemented not only All India Institute of Medical Science, one is Tribal University in Vijayanagaram, IIM in Visakhapatnam, Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy in Visakhapatnam, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade in Kakinada, NIT in Tadepalligudem, AIIMS in Mangalagiri, National Institute of Design Vijayawada, IIT Tirupati, IISER Tirupati, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing Kurnool, Central University of Hyderabad, Central University of Andhra Pradesh in Anantapur, National Academy of Customs and Indirect Taxes and Narcotics in Hindupur. These are all 12 universities Government of India has sanctioned. All these institutions are going to become institutions of excellence in course of time. I asked your director, 9 years institute, what is our rank? All India level, among all medical, in all India medical sciences. He said 8. Why can't we achieve number 1? This is where I am requesting you, always aim high. You will reach it. I am confident. Anyway, I am going to come every year your convocation. Side by I am going to watch every year which place we are achieving. Today is the 8th place. Along with the students' merit, we have to improve the institutional merit also. Then we will have a pride. That is where best place in India, best rank in India, All India Institute, which is the best rank, that is Mangalagiri, All India Institute of Medical Science. Along with you, I am telling you, I am assuring you, Amaravati we are building in a big way. Now we are spending nearly 50,000 crores within 3 years' time to make Amaravati one of the most beautiful city with a world-class infrastructure, ultimately green energy, and I can say in course of time, if you use green energy and also pollution-free atmosphere, then less people will come to your institute. That is more healthy. That is our aim. That is where we are working. I wish all the best. Excellent occasion by seeing auditorium also, one of the most beautiful auditorium. Well designed. Very happy to be here. Even outside also, greenery, landscaping, everything is looking nice. There is still a lot of scope for improvement. That is where I am thinking. We will work together. I am here to support all your efforts. What all you want without asking, I am here to support. And also we are very happy. Your MLA and Minister Mangalagiri is Mr. Lokesh. He will have more responsibility to develop this type of institutions. Then naturally, this institution will have a bright future. I wish all the best. Thank you, and bye.
थैंक यू सीएम सर। आज का ये दिन एम्स मंगलागिरी के इतिहास में स्वर्ण अक्षरों से लिखा जाएगा, क्योंकि आज हमें देश के प्रथम नागरिक के आतिथ्य का सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है। ओडिशा के एक छोटे से गांव से लेकर भारत के सर्वोच्च संवैधानिक पद तक की आपकी ये यात्रा असाधारण रही है और हम सब के लिए प्रेरणा का स्रोत है। अब मैं अत्यंत हर्ष और सम्मान के साथ भारत की माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी को दीक्षांत समारोह को संबोधित करने के लिए निवेदन एवं आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, will now give the convocation address.
इस दीक्षांत समारोह में उपस्थित आंध्र प्रदेश के राज्यपाल श्री एस अब्दुल नजीर जी, मुख्यमंत्री श्री एन चंद्रबाबू नायडू जी, केंद्रीय आयुष और स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण राज्य मंत्री श्री प्रतापराव यादव जी, आंध्र प्रदेश के स्वास्थ्य मंत्री श्री सत्य कुमार यादव जी, ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस डेवलपमेंट, आईटी, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एवं कम्युनिकेशन और रियल टाइम गवर्नेंस मिनिस्टर श्री नारा लोकेश जी, एम्स मंगलगिरी के निर्देशक प्रोफेसर माधवानंद कर जी, अन्य गणमान्य अतिथियों, शिक्षकगण, अभिभावकों और प्यारे विद्यार्थियों, सभी को नमस्कार। मंगलगिरी के इस पवित्र स्थल पर मैं पानकाल स्वामी को सादर नमन करती हूँ। मेरी प्रार्थना है कि भगवान लक्ष्मी नरसिंह स्वामी का आशीर्वाद सभी देशवासियों को सदैव प्राप्त होता रहे। यहाँ अध्यापन करने वाले आप सभी विद्यार्थियों और प्राचार्यों का ये सौभाग्य है कि आपको भगवान विष्णु के पानकोम का मधुर प्रसाद मिलता रहता है। Dear students, I express my heartiest congratulations to you all, the youngest doctors among you. You have received their degrees today. 2/3 of them are young lady doctors. My special congratulations to these daughters who have done us proud. I convey my special appreciation for the young doctors who have been awarded gold medals today. Among the medal winners too, our daughters have accounted for the large share of the glory. The rising participation of women in the medical profession and their significant contributions demonstrate that we are becoming a truly developed society. This also highlighted the fact that, given opportunity, our daughters excel in every field. I commend members of the faculty for their role in teaching and mentoring the young doctors. I also praise all the guardians of the young lady doctors deserve special appreciation. प्यारे विद्यार्थियों, किसी भी उच्च शिक्षण संस्थान के आरंभिक बैच इस संस्थान की पहचान बनते हैं। फर्स्ट बैच के आप सब MBBS ग्रेजुएट्स मेडिकल फ्रेटर्निटी में समाज में देश विदेश के एम्स नीलगिरी के फर्स्ट बैच एम्बेसडर है। अपने इस विशेष भूमिका को ध्यान में रखते हुए आप सब इस संस्थान के गौरव को बढ़ाने का प्रयास करते रहेंगे। एम्स संस्थान को अखिल भारतीय आयुर्विज्ञान संस्थान कहा जाता है। स्वास्थ्य रक्षा की हमारी परंपरा के अनुसार आयुर्वेद अथवा आयुर्विज्ञान से अच्छे आहार विहार तथा दिनचर्या और ऋतुचर्या पर जोर दिया गया है। इस प्रकार की विकार मुक्त जीवन शैली के बल पर मनुष्य दीर्घायु भी होता है और स्वस्थ भी रहता है। पश्चिमी देशों के विशेषज्ञ, जिनसे डॉक्टर भी शामिल है, अनेक अध्ययन प्रकाशित कर रहे हैं जिनके विषय को साइंस ऑफ लंजीविटी कहा जाता है। ये साइंस ऑफ लंजीविटी आयुर्विज्ञान का आधुनिक रूप है। हमारे परंपरा में आयु और आरोग्य अर्थात दीर्घायु होने और रोगमुक्त एवं स्वस्थ रहने की प्रार्थना की जाती है। आयु और आरोग्य एक दूसरे के जुड़े हैं और एक दूसरे के पूरक है। ये होलिस्टिक हेल्थ यानी संपूर्ण स्वास्थ्य पर ध्यान देने के ये पद्धति है। आपके इस संस्थान का ध्येय वाक्य है होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर तथा हेल्थ केयर फॉर ऑल के आदर्श से प्रेरित है। सकल स्वास्थ्य सर्वदा, ये मोटो आपके संस्थान का उच्च आदर्श है। Relentless promotion of holistic health and ensuring health for all should be the guiding principle of every medical professionals of this institute. Holistic health के प्रसंग में योगासन तथा प्राणायाम की पद्धति को आधुनिक दृष्टिकोण से भी स्वीकार किया गया है। इस संस्थान के सभी चिकित्सकों तथा विशेषज्ञों से मैं अनुरोध करती हूँ कि हमारे प्राचीन चिकित्सा परंपराओं से उपलब्ध ज्ञान के आधुनिक विज्ञान की मान्यताओं के अनुसार परीक्षण करें तथा तर्कसंगत परंपराओं को आगे बढ़ाएं। विलुप्त हो रहे लाभदायक उपचारों को पुनः प्रसारित करने का आप सब समाज के तथा चिकित्सा विज्ञान के अमूल्य सेवा कर सकते हैं। समय और परिस्थिति के अनुसार आयुर्विज्ञान के सामने नई नई चुनौतियां आती रहती है। ऐसा चुनौतियां का सामना करने के लिए नए समाधानों की आवश्यकता होती है। आपके संस्थान की साइटोजेनेटिक लेबोरेटरी एक आधुनिक प्रयास है। मैं आशा करती हूं कि इस प्रयोगशाला का उपयोग करके एम्स मंगलगिरी में नई अनुसंधान और उपचार विकसित किए जाएंगे। मैं आशा करती हूं कि यहाँ स्थापित किए गए सेंटर फॉर मेडिकल एजुकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से लोगों में स्वास्थ्य संबंधी जागरूकता प्रयास किए जाएंगे। प्यारे विद्यार्थियों, सभी देशवासियों की, विशेषकर ऐसे लोगों की देखभाल के लिए जिनके लिए चिकित्सा सेवाओं को प्राप्त करना कठिन होता है, सरकार ने आयुष्मान भारत योजना सहित अनेक सहायक अभियान चलाए हैं तथा उनके लिए उपचार सुलभ कराए हैं। आयुष्मान भारत योजना का विस्तार करते हुए सरकार ने ये निर्णय लिया है कि 70 वर्षों और उससे अधिक आयु के सभी वरिष्ठ नागरिकों को उनकी आय पर ध्यान दिया जाए और स्वास्थ्य कवरेज प्राप्त होगा। कोई भी व्यक्ति आर्थिक या अन्य कारणों से स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं से वंचित न रह जाए, ये सरकार के साथ साथ एक जागरूक समाज का भी दायित्व है। प्यारे विद्यार्थियों, देश के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में कम खर्चों पर विश्व स्तरीय टर्सरी हेल्थ केयर उपलब्ध कराने तथा शोध और अनुसंधान को बढ़ावा देने के लिए बीते 10 वर्षों में अनेक एम्स स्थापित किए गए हैं। इस पहल के लाभ सामने आ गया है। भारत के डॉक्टर ने अपनी प्रतिभा और परिश्रम के बल पर विश्व के विकसित देशों के अपना अग्रणी स्थान बनाया है। चिकित्सा संबंधी नई अनुसंधान कार्यों में भी भारत के डॉक्टरों तथा विशेषज्ञों ने अपनी अलग अलग पहचान बनाया है। हमारे देश में उपलब्ध चिकित्सा सुविधाओं का लाभ लेने के लिए अन्य देशों में लोग आते हैं। विश्व पटल पर भारत अफोर्डेबल मेडिकल टूरिज्म के एक प्रमुख केंद्र के रूप में ये विकसित हो रहा है। इस विकास में हमारे डॉक्टरों की प्रमुख भूमिका है। प्यारे विद्यार्थियों, आप सब 3 सामान्य बातों पर हमेशा ध्यान देंगे तो आप सफलता और सम्मान अवश्य अर्जित करेंगे। पहली बात है सर्विस ओरिएंटेशन यानी सेवा भावना। दूसरी बात है लर्निंग ओरिएंटेशन यानी हमेशा सीखते रहते, उसके लिए उत्साहित होना। तीसरा बात है रिसर्च ओरिएंटेशन यानी कुछ नया अनुसंधान करने की आकांक्षा। कुछ ऐसे डॉक्टर होते हैं जिन्हें विद्यार्थियों, युवा डॉक्टरों, मरीजों और जनसामान्यों का भरपूर सम्मान और स्नेह मिलता है। ऐसे यशस्वी डॉक्टरों को ही अपना आदर्श बनाना चाहिए। मैं मानती हूँ कि फेम और फॉर्चून के बीच चयन करना है तो फेम को ही प्राथमिकता देनी चाहिए। यश का महत्व पैसे से बढ़कर होता है। यश का महत्व पैसे से बढ़कर होता है। स्नेह का महत्व तो अमूल्य होता है। आप सब युवा डॉक्टर से ये अपेक्षा की जाती है कि आप सब अपनी स्वयं की जीवन शैली और स्वास्थ्य के द्वारा भी लोगों के सामने अच्छा उदाहरण प्रस्तुत कर सकते हैं। By choosing the medical profession, you have chosen the path of serving humanity. You will get invaluable opportunity to save people's life and improve their health. You have developed the competence of make use of such opportunities. I am sure that you will dedicate yourselves to continuous learning and keeping your capabilities at par with the best and the latest. The journey of sustained excellence in the medical profession is going to be very rewardable and satisfying. I would like our young doctors like you to give priority to providing medical care and services to people living in rural, tribal and remote areas, providing inclusive health care in our national goal. Doctors, especially young doctors like you, have a key role in achieving this goal. I hope that all of you will discharge this responsibility with utmost dedication and make invaluable contribution in building a healthy, prosperous and developed India. मैं आप सबके तथा इस संस्थान के स्वर्णिम भविष्य की शुभ मंगल कामना करती हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
अब मैं सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि राष्ट्रगान के लिए खड़े हो जाएं। With the Honorable President of India having graced us with her presence and inspiring words, we now continue with the next part of our ceremony. I request everyone to kindly remain seated. While we wait for dignitaries to join back, we now present a video showcasing the hospital and outreach services of AIIMS Mangalagiri, followed by a short video dedication to the graduates prepared by our faculty and MBBS students, showcasing the rich cultural heritage of our country.
ग्रामीणों, गरीबों, वंचितों और अंतिम व्यक्ति तक बेहतर स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं पहुंचाने के प्रति अपनी जिम्मेदारी के मकसद को पूरा कर रही हैं एम्स मंगलगिरी द्वारा संचालित की जा रही आउटरीच
and dear friends, the food delivery economy is very important. I am giving my special thanks because we have a huge population, and how to create jobs, create employment in the food delivery economy is very important for India because we have a huge population, and how to create jobs, create employment in the country is the million-dollar question to all of us. Now in the country presently 77 lakh delivery workers in India, and it is expected to reach up 2.5 crore by 2030. To giving employment to 2.50 crores youth of this country is really a big important thing for the country. We are the fastest growing economy in the world, and a dream of Prime Minister to make Indian economy as the third largest economy in the world. The mission of all of us to make India as $5 trillion economy. At the same time, the mission is the Atmanirbhar Bharat. For that reason, we need to develop industry, trade, business, and for that reason, we have a big investment from the domestic market and from the international market. By having investment and business, trade, industry, we are going to create more jobs. And if there are more jobs, there is sustainable growth by which we are going to resolve the problem of economic poverty in our country. The reason is the most important priority for all of us to create jobs. And I'm really happy that 2030 it is expected 2.5 crores jobs for the young youth of this country is to be a very great achievement. I am giving my special thanks to Zomato for providing employment to the lot of unemployment youth in the country. At the same time, I am also want to tell you about the situation in the country, because our delivery boys, they have to give their delivery at the limited time, and that is the reason that they can face the accidents. We have 4.8 lakh accidents, that is 45 accidents per hour, and total deaths is 1.75 lakh crores, 20 deaths per hour, and total injured 4.6 lakh. The maximum lives were lost within the 18 to 45 age, that is 66.4%, 1,14,861 of the total death. The two-wheeler deaths are 80,000, 44.8%, and deaths due to non-usage of helmets is 55,000. Pedestrian death 35,000, wrong side driving 10,000 death, and drivers below 18 years is 2,537 deaths. Here, already I remember in last year when I was in the program of Zomato, they have given special helmet and training to these delivery boys. That is to be really a great thing, because giving good training, we can avoid the accident. Last year, I launched the first responder training program by Zomato. I congratulate Zomato for training 50,000 drivers as a medical first responders. In the golden hour, very important for road accidents victims, where we are decided to help them mentally, physically, and also giving special treatment in this golden hour. As per AIIMS Delhi recent report, about 82% of road accident victims were brought dead to trauma center, and over 62% of the accident victims' lives can be saved if they immediately receive proper medical care and first aid. I am really happy in this, particularly this type of incident, we can save the life of the people by and large. And that is the reason that the role of people like you who are helping to the people, having good training, your role is very important. The NITI Aayog and AIIMS report is 30% of the total deaths of 2021, 46,191 due to delayed emergency care in golden hour. I am really happy that this is the area which is very important for saving the life of the people by and large. And for that reason, the helping to these victims, the way in which you are giving the training, it is to be great thing for the country and for the society. For that reason, I am giving my special thanks to Zomato and the team of the Zomato. Lack of 22 lakh skilled drivers in India is really a great problem. Now we have decided, I am going to be, we have already formulated the policy by which 1,300 driving training centers and fitness centers jointly, we are now going to formulate the policy for that, which is giving special grants for them and where we can train the drivers. 35,000 death cases, drivers without valid license was a big problem. We have approved the new policy of setting up driving training center by which we can resolve this issue. We will be able to set up additional 1,300 driving training centers, regional DTCs and institutes across the India under this scheme. We will also give additional grant of rupees 1.5 crore setting up to testing centers, clusters, to clubs setting up automated testing stations with driving training centers. It is economically viable and which is going to be helpful for the people for their training as a driver. The road safety is a behavior issue. Efforts from all stakeholders are required. The NGOs, universities, educational institutions, social organizations, government and committed citizens and social forums. The cashless treatment program, that is life-saving treatment up to 1.5 lakh crore in 7 days, which we are giving to the victim, first in golden hour, that is to be very important as far as his life is concerned. Pilots are being carried out in Chandigarh, Assam, Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Pondicherry, Himachal, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, and we will soon launch this complete program into the whole of the country. The Sadak Suraksha Abhiyan, the Behavior Changes Campaign, designed by Prasun Joshi and Amitabh Bachchan. We are all working on that. At the same time, we need participation of industry, corporate and NGOs. The Nagpur Traffic Reward Program rewards to citizens based on the good traffic behavior. The 1 lakh tags distributed in Nagpur, AI cameras and scanners will observe good behavior. Benefit can be obtained at 100 plus branches across India. Nagpur, Intel, AI powered technology, driver warning system in buses to avoid collision, identification of potential black spots in the city roads, and Save Life Foundation Zero Fatality Corridor model. We are also working on different initiatives. The 60 years 8% of reduction in deaths on Mumbai-Pune Express Highway is really a good example which we need to actually go on that way. IIT Delhi's Abhay project to benefit around 1 lakh truck drivers in India by facilitating eye and health checkup links to social sector schemes. I am really happy that this is really one of the important issues in the country. Either it is war, COVID, or any law and order situation. More than that, the deaths we are already seen in the field of accident. And I feel that this is the appropriate time for all of us, that how we can save the life of the young engineers, doctors, having age of 18 to 34. I feel that Zomato has taken the initiative for this cause. I am really happy that this initiative is going to contribute qualitatively in the field of, particularly we can avoid the road accident. Once again, I am giving my thanks to all of you. Actually, I was agreed to present there personally, but because of my some previous year this program, important program in Nagpur, I am not in Delhi. That's the reason I am very much apologetic for that. Once again, I am giving my best luck to all this venture, which are initiative by Zomato and all the organization, and giving thanks to all of you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Invite Mr. Rakesh Ranjan to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir, for addressing us. I know that you would have idly wanted to do in person, given that I have had the opportunity to meet you several times. But nonetheless, having you over a Zoom call also has been rewarding. Thank you so much, sir. And let's give one big round of applause for Gadkari, sir. Whenever I have met, sir, one of the things that I've realized is the passion that he has for road safety it literally oozes out. Every time that I've met you, sir, you have given us suggestions and ideas on how we can improve driver safety. The support that you have lent in terms of gracing the last delivery partner safety training that we did gave us a lot of encouragement to do it across the country, sir. And now we have done so many camps after that as well. And close to, I think now 50 to 60,000 delivery partners across the country are now trained as first aid responders. They are on the road all the time, and hence if they encounter any medical situation that they can help with, they are the first ones to be able to reach out to help. Sir had also suggested a bunch of other things that we have now incorporated, sir. I am happy to sort of mention that to you. In terms of what kind of support is available to our delivery partners whenever they get into an accident. So we are now launching a feature, sir, where on the basis of how the bike moves and so on and so forth, we can actually trigger a call for an ambulance and an SOS without a delivery partner actually having to press a button. So that is, in fact, one of the suggestions that had actually come from sir the last time we had met. And sir, we are happy to say that we are almost through with implementing that as well. So thank you, sir, for being a guiding light and inspiring us for making the roads safer and safer. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you.
Welcome, friends. On One Nation, One Subscription initiative. It's a groundbreaking project aimed at transforming access to educational and research content across India. We are honored here to have a panel of experts with us today to discuss the transformative potential of this initiative. So I begin with of the PSA. Welcome, ma'am. Professor Abhay Karandikar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology. Welcome to you, sir. Mr. P.K. Banerjee, Joint Secretary, Department of Higher Education. Welcome, sir. Professor Virendra Chauhan. Welcome, sir. And Ms. Remaya Haridasan, Scientific Officer of the PSA. Welcome. So now we begin with, I'll invite Professor Ajay Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, to take over and, sir, explain us more about this initiative. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, welcome to all of you for this interactive session. I'll be very brief because Remya Haridasan will be making a presentation on on what this ONOS has achieved. But you will all agree, I'll just start by reminding ourselves that knowledge creation and knowledge dissemination are very important in the S&T and innovation journey of any country. Now, in this journey, the refereed journals play a crucial role as important resource knowledge material. Now, India has been subscribing to journals through different library consortia under various ministries and departments and institutions, and also subscribe to them separately. Now, this was realized about 2 years back that this leads to overlap in the subscribed resources and inefficient utilization of the funds, as well as not having a very wide reach of the journals. So it will be shown to you what we have achieved by increasing the outlay and what ONOS will achieve. I will leave it for the presentation. Now, I just thought that I'll mention that One Nation, One Subscription is one of the instruments of the government to make sure that we have expansion of knowledge access to large stakeholders. In phase 1, it will be shown that we are covering all the central and state government universities and colleges, enhancing the scope much more than what it was before. And this is also aligned with other national initiatives like Anusandhan National Research Foundation and AI mission and so on, all the knowledge-based missions. And the reason for calling this press conference, we thought, was to explain this because there have been some misunderstanding in some quarters of what ONOS is about, and it's whether it is in conflict with other ways of disseminating knowledge. We will discuss that so that there is a clarity on this very transformative initiative in this science and technology, in this knowledge ecosystem. So, and we have with us from DST, Department of Science and Technology Secretary, Professor Abhay Karandikar, who will be here to answer questions. We have Dr. P.K. Banerjee from Department of Education. The Honorable Secretary couldn't be here due to other engagements. And we have Professor Virendra Chauhan, who played a very pivotal role in making all this possible by having a large number of discussions, interactions with the publishers. It took a lot of energy over the last 2 years. So we will have the benefit of his insights in this. And as you know, he and Professor Karandikar have been in this active science and technology ecosystem for the last 40, 50 years. It does not reveal their age, but it only reflects their experience. So, and then we have, of course, Ramya Haridasan from our office, who is leading this effort from our office, and she will explain to you what ONOS stands for, what does it achieve, and how does it align with other initiatives of knowledge dissemination. So without taking too much time, I think we will have the presentation first, and then we will have, we have provided a lot of time for interaction where all the people on the stage, I didn't introduce Dr. Pravinder Mani, Scientific Secretary in the Office of PSA, again, playing a very pivotal role in all this effort in the last 2 years. So all of us will try to answer any clarifications needed or any misunderstanding on different aspects of knowledge dissemination. So over to you. What is the...
Now I would request Mr. Ramya to make a PPT on this issue, and then after the PPT, we'll open the floor for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And warm greetings to all the dignitaries on the dais and all the media personnel who are here with us today to hear about this transformative national initiative called the One Nation, One Subscription Scheme. So the need for ONOS stems from the fact that for an innovative society which has aspirations for deep tech advancements, access to knowledge is a key requirement. This is essential to ensure two things. First of all, that we avoid rediscovering the wheel. And the second one is that we generate and share whatever new knowledge is being created. And hence, the need for an initiative like One Nation, One Subscription was felt. To talk about this initiative, it is a new central sector scheme which was recently approved by the cabinet for a budget of about rupees 3,000 crores for 3 years. That is the calendar years 2025, 2026 and 2027. The main aim of the scheme is to form a national consortia which will provide for electronic journal subscriptions for the country. So there are two main components to this scheme. So ONOS will be catering to the subscription journals, as well as it will be providing for certain aspects of the open access journals. For the subscription journals, there will be centrally negotiated and centrally funded national subscriptions for electronic journals from prominent publishers of STEM and social sciences streams. And access will be provided to every individual in the country who needs it. In terms of the open access journals, the article processing charges which are paid by the authors to publish as open access, the ONOS scheme caters to it by providing for a central fund of rupees 150 crores per year for supporting Indian authors to pay APCs for selected good quality open access journals. Apart from that, discounts on APCs for Indian authors have also been negotiated as part of the negotiations for ONOS, and to the extent possible, we have been able to try to achieve it. Moving on to the benefits of the phase 1 of ONOS. So as PSA sir had mentioned, the phase 1 will focus on covering all the government, academic and R&D institutions in the country. So when I am talking about the benefits here, I would like to compare it in the scenario where ONOS is not there, which is the current scenario. And in this current scenario, the various institutions are getting subscriptions through the 10 library consortia in the country today, which are under various ministries and departments. And apart from that, institutions are also separately subscribing. So this is the current scenario of subscriptions. And when we move on to the next column, which says after ONOS, where this national subscription will come into place, that will be the scenario which I'll be talking about in the second column. So the 4-pronged benefits which ONOS provides are firstly increase in the number of users, that is the individual students, faculty and researchers who will stand to benefit from this initiative, which will increase from the current numbers of 57 lakh users under the current consortia and individual subscriptions. This will increase to around 177 lakh. 178 lakhs, which is about 1.8 crores. And this is an increase by over 200% in the number of individuals who will benefit from this initiative in terms of getting access to world-class research journals. In terms of the number of beneficiary institutions, the current institutions which are benefiting from the current consortia model is about 2,360 government institutions is what we are talking about. And this will increase to 6,380. And this is an increase by about 170%. And just to give an idea about what these institutions are, what are these 6,300 institutions which will now stand to benefit, we have the institutions of national importance, around 172. The universities, the state public universities, the inter-university centers under the UGC, deemed universities, this will be about 557. Colleges, including both under the ones under UGC as well as AICTE, will be about 4,864. There are some other institutions of the Ministry of Education like research councils, etc., another 114. And institutions under other ministries and departments, this includes all the R&D. Just to give a graphic, the current number of current universities getting benefit was 293. Colleges which were getting subscription benefits was just about 10. And the institutes under the other ministries, that is the predominantly R&D institutions which are coming under these ministries, is about 386, which is increasing to 673 with ONOS. And this has a substantial number of the medical colleges also. Medical colleges are being covered under various categories under colleges as well as institutions under the other ministries as well. Now, moving on to the increase in the actual journals which will be accessible. So, considering the 30 publishers who have been selected, selected to become part of ONOS, we were getting access to about 8,000 of their journals under the current subscription models. And with ONOS, we have negotiated for the access to the full collection of journals which is published by each publisher. So that accounts to about 13,400 journals, which is an increase by 66% of the actual resources which will be available after ONOS. And something like this is so unprecedented in itself, the benefits of which will be clearer in the last point, where the access to journals will also be expanded in another dimension, that is in terms of the discipline-specific access, which was currently there as part of the current subscription of the consortia model, will no longer be there. In the sense, all users will be getting benefits of all journals, and this will promote interdisciplinary research in the country, because now no user is limited by the discipline-specific journals which their consortia has been subscribing to. So this is an added benefit that we are receiving through ONOS. And considering these benefits which we just heard, it is very clear that ONOS is a very vital instrument for achieving the goals of other national initiatives like the Ansandhan National Research Foundation and the National Education Policy. The government announced the NEP 2020 and the ANRF with the aim to improve the research and education ecosystem in the country. The NEP 2020 talks about moving towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education, and the ANRF has its goals to promote research at universities and colleges where research capacity is at a nascent stage. So from the previous slide, it is very clear how ONOS is going to help both these initiatives in achieving their goals by enhancing the access to knowledge resources and by taking this access to the last mile. So this is the list of the 30 publishers who have agreed to ONOS. As you can see here, there are very prominent names, prominent publishers in their fields, in various fields and disciplines of STEM, management, social sciences, and humanities. And the full collection from each of these publishers will be available through ONOS. Talking about the implementation of ONOS, the phase 1 is targeted to commence from the 1st of January 2025. And in the first phase, we are merging all the library consortia and bringing in more institutions who could not get access earlier. In the second phase, the access will be expanded to the private institutions, higher education institutions in the country. And in the phase 3, universal access is being aimed at. That is, the access will be provided to all citizens, all individuals in the country through designated access points at public libraries. And also, ONOS has made sure that all streams of STEM, management, social sciences, and humanities have been covered. And in our implementation, which is going to start very soon, all care is being taken to ensure that smooth transition to ONOS will be done, and no research activities will be affected for want of key resource material. So this was, so till now I was highlighting the salient aspects of ONOS, which salient points of ONOS, which have been told to everyone. But now ONOS, now the flow of the presentation will be such that I will be highlighting how ONOS aligns with the global efforts for open access which are taking place. So much of the criticism or the issues which had emerged was saying that this effort is probably not in line with the aims of the other open access efforts, but that is something which we would like to touch upon here. So the two key aspects of knowledge dissemination are, first, the reading aspect and the publishing aspect. So in terms of the reading aspect, here the knowledge is made available to the readers. And this is being done predominantly through a subscription model, where this subscription model has been continuing since the print era. But the knowledge, the format of the knowledge, it changed from the print version to the digital version, but the payment models did not change. So what continues to happen is that there are still massive outlays, that is about 1,000 crore is being spent annually on subscriptions, but the access is still limited. I mean, there are so many other users who we can provide the benefit to. So ONOS aims at expanding this access under a subscription model, and this has been achieved at double the cost. At double the cost, we have been able to provide access to 1.8 crore users from 57 lakh users, and this is something unprecedented. Now, coming on to the other side, which is the publishing side. Now, there another model evolved when the with the advent of the digital era. The other model which evolved was the model where the author pays to make the article open access. Now, because with the advent of the digital era, it was much easier to distribute electronic versions. And hence, authors have this option now that they can pay to make their articles open access, hence shifting the payment burden from the reader to the author. But the issue there is that the APCs charged by many of these journals is so high. That is, for nature journals, it is as high as up to $10,000 US. I mean, $10,000 US to publish one paper. So this is actually very high prices. And here also, ONOS has tried to provide some kind of support to the authors to afford these high APC prices. And this is being done as a pilot, and about 150 crores has been set aside for this. So we would just like to highlight here that ONOS mainly is to take care of the subscription part of the knowledge dissemination, but also some care has been taken to address the publishing side as well. And in light of this, I would also like to say that we are very well aware of the other efforts which are ongoing. that is like transformative agreements, efforts for diamond open access and green open access. And in my subsequent slides, I will highlight how all of these has been taken into consideration. But before that, just to put things into perspective, here is a slide which shows the percentage share of subscription and open access articles in 2023 by the 30 publishers who are covered under ONOS. As you can see, the gray part, which has been highlighted here as non-open access, is what is being covered under ONOS. And not just the gray, not just non-OA, but also the orange, which is hybrid. Hybrid journals are journals where it's a subscription journal in which the authors have the option to select articles as open access. But mostly it is, the journals are subscription based articles only. So if we see for the top, top 4 publishers, that is Elsevier, Springer Nature, Wiley, Taylor Francis, which you can see at the bottom of the scale here, predominantly more than 60, if you count both the gray area as well as the orange part, predominantly more than 60 to 70% is still under subscription paywalls. So this is something which we wanted to highlight, that yes, there are efforts for open access, but subscription is still very much a reality in the publishing ecosystem. Another slide here which shows the share of subscription and open access articles which have been published from India over the years starting from 2018. So 2018 to 2020 was around the time that ONOS was conceived as a strategy to be taken forward. And you can see that at that point of time, up to 75% was being published by Indian authors in subscription journals. And over the years, this figure has come down, but it is still substantial at 65%. So just please keep those 2 slides in mind. And now is where we would like to bring your attention to the vision for open access transformation in India. And this is just to highlight that ONOS is part of a bigger picture, that it is part of a bigger effort, where to bring about this transformation to an open access ecosystem in India, we need to take 3 steps. The first one is a step which is attempted at expanding the current access and expanding the current access to the current system which is in place. One Nation, One Subscription was the optimum solution for this, which was devised in around 2020. Now, the other efforts which also need to take place are the enhancement and the promotion and support of the Indian journals and the repositories. Indian journals, there are about 25 Indian journals which are being published by various academies and institutions in the country. And they have been doing an excellent job of coming out with good quality research articles. Institutions like CSIR have been publishing for the past 80 years. But still, Indian authors are not publishing in these journals. So we need to take measures to encourage them to publish in our own Indian journals. Our repositories, there are about 105 repositories in our country today. But it is, the usage is not as much as it should be. So these measures need to be taken to uplift them is only when a true open access ecosystem will be achieved in the country. And finally, it's a key step which is needed to supplement the first 2 efforts is a change in the research evaluation methods. That is, we need to move to evaluation methods which are lesser dependence on journals and also take into account the intrinsic merit of the work and also take into account other factors which are very relevant in today's science, S&T and innovation ecosystem such as entrepreneurship, innovation. Such aspects also need to be taken. So a new framework for research evaluation is a very underlying important step which also we need to take. So in this context, if we see the vision accounts for all of the contemporary efforts which are being taken worldwide, and ONOS is not is not a value judgment on the subscription-based model of knowledge dissemination. Rather, it is an adoption of the most practical India-specific solution towards expanding knowledge access till a sustainable open access model is achieved globally. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation, and we are open to media interaction.
Thank you, Remaya. That was very exhaustive description. And now we open the floor for the questions. Yes. 3, please.
From Hindustan Times, and my question basically is that in 2023 the estimates were that half the cost would be involved in ONOS, and there were also talks of 70 journals in the beginning, and now after negotiations we see that has dropped down to 30 like you presented. So what happened behind that? Because there is not a lot of transparency we see in terms of costs that are being given to these big monopoly-like publishers, right? Where we see the West shifting away from these publishers, MIT, institutes like MIT shifting away from these publishers. And my second question is that you talked a lot about open access. I know that there is a model within ONOS about open access. But the West, they failed miserably with these large subscription-based journal models. So why are we not, and especially with the talk of Atmanirbharta, why are we not shifting towards that and instead relying on these sort of monopoly-like publishers?
I think let us first understand that this is not one versus other. So these journals are already subscribed by some the institutions, which includes like institutions where I came from, like IITs, and all their libraries are already subscribing. Their students are already using it. Okay, all this model is doing, and the institutions, since they have limited budget, so they are very stingy in subscribing only to a limited journals in which their budget will allow. All we are doing is that we are expanding this access to our state public universities and other universities who do not have any budget to subscribe to these journals. Okay, and not only that, we are now making as a process, since it is coming now as a package. It is like, all the channels in the TV you want, whether you want to select some few channels and pay for it, or now all channels are available to all the viewers. So it is available to all the readers, particularly state public universities who earlier did not have funds, or affiliated colleges who did not have funds to subscribe to this. Now, that doesn't mean that we should not be working on our open access journals or making our Indian journal stronger. Those are parallel efforts. So I don't think this is one versus the other. This effort is in the direction which is addressing the point number 4 problem here, that currently the access is limited to only 2,500 institutions. The access is limited to only 8,000 journals, and that too discipline specific and only what colleges can afford. Now it has been made available to 6,300, all journals for all users, and central government is funding for that. Now, you may want to say that in addition, we should do open access, yes, and that is also being attempted. In addition, we should promote, other things. Yeah, but I mean, this is only making the access, democratizing the access, which is already being used by our elite institutions and few universities. So that's the cost was, as you mentioned that earlier, the cost for these 2,300 institutions was 3,000 crores for 3 years, which is now becoming 6,000 crores, but making it available to the increase in the number of subscribers now become from 56 lakhs to about 1.8 crores.
Can I just
Yes. No.
No.
Before ONS, right now, per year, how much is India spending on journals?
1,000 crore
so 800
per year.
850 crores extra. I think in these discussions, something might just be lost. If you permit me, I'll just stress two things, and then I want to leave a lot of time for questions. Otherwise, you'll go unsatisfied. The point to be noted is that the number, the earlier model, whatever India had, I taught in a college, I've taught at IIT Kanpur, I've taught in Delhi University, and I've run a large institution which is largely research-based. So there were efforts, all this while, DGCSR is here, there were many efforts at many given time as our base of research grew. But these were all lying scattered, as you heard from Ramya. So here is in a very simple way, first is the consolidation of what we are doing at different places. So we managed to bring all consortia in this. But to my mind, my personal remark is to expand this to some of the very old, high-quality state universities like Dharwad, Baroda, Jadavpur. Now, you might say that what were they doing till today? Of course, they were accessing journals, but they were accessing a minuscule of journals. Second point I want to really put across to you, the science and social sciences have moved extremely fast. So what you would do as a chemist, let's say 30 years back, today chemists will do material science, chemists will do immunology, chemists will do everything. So there's a huge, which you often hear from us, subjects. NEP also guides us to have all institutions become multi-subject. IITs are doing management, IITs are doing so very good quality social sciences. So if you picked a small bunch from a large publisher, then a small bunch, then another small bunch, then you have a whole lot of bunches. Here we provided the whole garden. So if you are in a medical college and wants to access what is happening in, let's say, HIV vaccine today, you should be able to access that immediately rather than somebody on your behalf subscribing. So two things to become very important. The base is enlarged to 3 times the earlier base. I dare say even 4 times the earlier base at the cost of about 850 crores. But if you just spend half a minute thinking in your mind the base expansion, I think you'll find almost everything logical. So if any specification we'll answer, but this needs to be captured. Why? When we were negotiating with publisher, the most tricky point and obsessive point from their side was, why do you want to give all journals to all your readers? And we wanted to give all journals to all readers for exactly what I said 2 minutes back to you. Because knowledge now is not in silos. So you could be a historian, but want to look at what is happening in, let's say, science or vice versa. That, I think India, this model probably the first, I could be wrong in my claim, the first that India has been able to achieve. This is what I hear from my colleagues in the West.
16.
Pallav Bagla from NDTV. Namaskar, Pallav Bagla from NDTV. 2 quick questions for Professor Sood. प्रधानमंत्री तो आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात करते हैं, आप जर्नल सब्सक्रिप्शन बाहर से कर रहे हैं. Only in your phase 3 are we seeing any effort towards promoting Indian journals. We've spoken about this earlier. A high time we promoted Indian journals to the extent that we have a competitor to Nature and Science. And you've been at the best institution. We have the capability. I don't think we have put in enough effort. Second question, 80% of our research is funded by taxpayers like me. When it's funded by me, if America can have access to taxpayer-funded research in open access, Why can't we? Or have we done that earlier?
One by one. This ONOS is not contrary to the fact that we are not promoting Indian journals. Let's first understand. Indian journals, we have about 25, which and some more medical one which we have not included. They are all supported by government, and they have increased in their visibility in the last few years by various means. First, they all become digital as the trend is. So that has increased the visibility, and because of that, many more people in India are publishing in those journals. Now, in a democracy, you cannot make a dictum that all the research done in India will be published in Indian journals, because science is global. Science, I mean, you can look at science, whether it is for application or fundamental. You can't say that I'll do science for the city of Delhi. It's not never like that. So, effort to increase the visibility of Indian journals will always be going on, and we will do all that is possible to make it happen. So that is one thing. So that is not, there is no conflict here. What was the second one? Okay. So, yeah, it was done, but not 100% successful. The repositories which are there in India, as Ramya said, we have more than 50 repositories. Actually, number is more, but the main repositories, people who are publishing in any journal are expected to deposit. Now, there is a small lacuna here, which I think is not something which is immediately answerable. Right now, the final accepted paper in a journal, which has gone through review process, many publishers do not allow that to be put in a repository. I hope it's clear. You can put the first version on repository and it is there. But the published version right now, many publishers have not allowed that because there is a copyright issue. That has to be dealt parallelly. Is an international movement, nothing to do with India alone. Many countries are facing this, and it's not that it has been done for them and not for us. No, that's not correct. And we cannot say that all articles from India should be open access, because that will again incur the cost which we have to see in the APC. Because open access does not mean free. I hope you are appreciating that. So both the channels will be there for some more time, and till maybe in the next 10 years or 15 years, everything will become open access, and then this model has to change. I hope I am clear. No. What part is not clear?
If at the National Institute of Health, and Dr. Chauhan will bear with me, as American scientist publishes a paper in Nature and Science, it is made available there in free access, not open access, free access. In our country, 80% of the research is being funded by the taxpayer. Now, we've not had a move to make that free access. We need to, whether you publish in Nature or Science, you need to make that free access, and that will also force people to come to your Indian journals.
No, I think you want to take that, because whether, see, right?
I'm not talking open access, I'm talking free access.
No, free access depends on the subscription model. Please listen.
I think just a minute. What you're saying
There
is
is
that, you know,
some misunderstanding.
if a project is being funded by NIH in a US university and a US researcher publishes a journal in Nature, it is freely available to all US citizens. No, that is not correct.
Can I?
No, that is not, no. I know that in what way it is available will be available through ONOS. Right now, we are making that available to all the students of all the government institutions. And that is what will happen. So this will, but you say general public, like anyone sitting here wants to look at the, no, that is not possible. That is not possible even in the US. Now, of course, you can say that whether we want to cover private institutions also, yes. I mean, and that would be the second phase where we would like to cover the private institutions. So that would mean that it will have access to all the researchers and all the students.
So, may I just add this? There might be a little confusion in free access to all, which could be just about anyone in the country. It's slightly different. You may recall this about 3-4 years back, Gates Foundation and Wellcome Trust. Both had come out say that if you're funding from Wellcome Trust, then it went to as far as with the publisher that you should only publish in the journals which allow open access. This went on for 2-3 years. It hasn't subsided to, worldwide hasn't subsided, to say that NIH funded Nature paper or Nature communication paper is accessible to just about any citizen in US. Personally, I don't think that is correct. What is correct is if you're in a university or in a college system where this spreads, you can access. Through ONOS I dare say in a limited fashion, which is to 6,300 institutions. That's what we try to get. That if you are in Hindu College or Ansaj College or IIT Kanpur or Dharwad University or wherever, you would have access to what we've negotiated, every journal published by every publisher. It doesn't go beyond that yet. Of course, we all pay taxes. Some of us who don't do research or don't read journals also pay taxes. There's no doubt about it.
266, please. The panel has clearly expressed that this system will meet the needs of today. But I want to ask about the future. As you said that it is engineered around Indian publishers as well to encourage them to publish with Indian publishers and support Indian research. So along with One Nation, One Subscription, is there any concurrent plan to move away or move to a hybrid model after this ends? Because while this meets a lot of requirement and needs of today, it is still a high amount of money. And is there a current system to, or will it just be renewed?
Let's see again. Indian journals right now are all open access without APC. I think this is extremely rare, and in India it has been happening for the last
80 years.
Because government takes the entire cost. I hope it's clear. All the Indian journals are available to anyone around the world, not only to libraries, not only to this, anyone. What Pallav Bagla is saying, anyone on the street can access Indian journals. It is open access.
280?
And to publish it also free.
No, they are not encouraged. I didn't say. I said we encourage them to publish. So this is where you have to see why the researcher will be not publishing in Indian journals. You have to ask that, right? That question. That question can be answered if you look at their aspiration. They would like the research work or whatever they have done disseminated around the world. Now that was a limitation when it was in the print media. Moment it has become digital, the circulation of Indian journals has increased manifold. First, and then they have agreements with publishers who make it even more accessible without losing any control on the quality or policies of the journal. They are still open access on their websites. I hope it's very clear. Now we need to do whatever it takes, and this was the third point which Ramya made. Whatever is the way of evaluating a scientist or academician or whatever you want, we need to see there is no bias of any sort. There is no bias on paper right now. No bias. But even if there is some unconscious bias, that has to be removed. So there is no bias right now, officially or any such thing. But this all, the effort has to go on. Now, because that is not happening as much as you want, we cannot allow our researchers to really have this knowledge base not available. So that's what ONOS is doing. So it's not an answer to the other part.
So Jacob from the Hindu, I have a I have a kind of practical application question, to this. Now, many of our elite institutions or good colleges, which anyway are able to access, whose researchers are able to access this, these journals, they're able to do so because they have good other infrastructural facilities also. They have good libraries, they have methods. But this new set of colleges across the country, I'm guessing that one of the reasons that they couldn't access all of this in the first place was, poor, access facilities in terms of infrastructure, in terms of...
No. Wrong.
So
wrong. They were not even allowed to access. There is no question of poor access.
That must have been the cost. The cost would have been prohibitive for them to do that.
They were just deprived. That's the single word. They
deprived
didn't have the
funds in college. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to understand is a student, let's say in a small college who will now be able to access it. How will he be able to do it? I mean,
on
would
the
he have to go to his library and do it?
smart-
Can he get it
No,
on his
I think
phone?
I'll give you a quick answer. Even on smartphone, you can do.
No, there will be a register. So this access will be available through. So just to answer your practical problem, through InfliBNet, and there will be a portal where each registered institutions which are registered, they will have an ID there, and the student who is a registered students of that institutions will have an access through that institution's ID through this portal, and then the student will be able to therefore access either on laptop or phone or whatever device that the student wants to use. So therefore, all the students who are registered students of that particular institutions, which is a member, will be able to do. Currently, the similar way the access is available to, let us say, IITs or universities which are subscribing. It is in the same way. It is exactly done in the same way. It is just that currently, what is happening is that an institution, let's say IIT Delhi, is subscribing a set of journals. So the access to those students are available only to those journals. If the student tries to access some other unsubscribed journal, he or she will get a message by saying that this journal is not subscribed by your institution. So that is how it will happen. Now, similar access will be available through this InfliBNet.
And just a follow-up question, will colleges have to pay some kind of subscription fee, which is anyway integrated into there, or it's just direct default access from now on, right?
No. It is a default access. No, that is what we are doing. It is the central government is now paying the 6,000 crores, and the benefits is accruing to the state public universities, which are not grants, which do not receive grants from the Department of Higher Education. They are the state public universities. The institutions or consortiums which were anyway being funded by the Department of Higher Education, so like IITs or institutions like which were funded by DST and all. So that we will get now, that money will get pooled into this. So as a result, 1,000 crore was anyway spent by the Department of Higher Education for IITs or central universities, or by, so that will money anyway is there. In addition, therefore, almost double the amount, 3,000 crore ka 6,000 crore it has happened, is being made available by the Ministry of Finance specifically, which will now benefit the institutions which were not covered hitherto.
79.
I mean, about the modality, how it will be done is, INFLIBNET is a inter-university center under the UGC. So INFLIBNET has a hardware and software capability to conduct this particular thing, and INFLIBNET is actually now doing for about say 2,000 institutions. So that facility is a tested facility. Any new institution, particularly say the state government colleges and universities who want to get added, they will simply provide some specific information to INFLIBNET, like what is their fixed IP address, and with that information they first get registered, and then for their students again there are two types. One is, if an institution is having a Wi-Fi network, I mean in very plain terms, so against that fixed IP address, what happens, the campus at night, at home also, so there the student will be having a access through his user ID password authenticated by the institution, and definitely that is called off-campus access. So that off-campus access is also provided. For that, software is available at INFLIBNET. Through that through that the students will be able, I mean student means students, teachers, faculty, the users who are authenticated by the university. So both the things will run together.
Thank you, ma'am.
And money wise, I mean, I think Sir has already told that whatever the different central government institutions were paying, like the Ministry of Science and Technology, CSIR, then ISRO, Department of Higher Education, plus the big institutions like the IITs and central universities, all of them we are pulling together. But for the state government institutions, whatever they were paying, now they need not pay. Actually, for them, it becomes absolutely free access, because central government is paying for the entire country, for all government institutions.
So my name is Dr. Prashant Mishra, and I am from the British Medical Journal Publishing Group. Sir, I have 3 questions to the panel. How would you determine the success of ONOS? How that would be measured? And does government has any key performance indicators which could help assess the impact on the academic and research community? That's number 1. Number 2 is, given the investment in UNOS, what strategies are in place to ensure sustainability of this policy initiative beyond the initial funding period of 3 years? So that's the second question. And the third and the last question is, how does UNOS affect the budget allocation for individual institutions? To be more precise, individual libraries, they've been subscribing to a lot of resources. Journals would be taken care of. There are other resources as well. Could be books, could be databases, could be other research material. Will these libraries still have the budget to go for
there is no I mean, it will only look at the journal expenses, but books, any other thing, database or standards, all those things, they will continue to be funded by the individual institutions. Second one was, what happens after 3 years? Now, we have to see how does it progress. But one thing is in our note that after 3 years, we would like to expand the scope of this to include private institutions in an arrangement which is beneficial to everyone. So that will be, at that time, there will be fresh negotiations before that, and we will have to see how it goes. First one is metrics. Now, metrics for success can be many. One immediate thing would be, which InflibNet will also be monitoring, what is the usage pattern of these journals? Because it can be done now. You can quantify all this, and all the efforts will be made to make sure that this information is available to everyone. It's not that, but thanks to various media and other efforts, people are aware that this has been made available, and there we hope that information gap will not be the reason for not usage. So it will pick up, I hope, fast and more and more with time. And if we can say what is the research output after 3 years as compared to before ONOS was implemented, that would be one good metric for us. We will also see how much interdisciplinarity has come around in the publications in the last 3 years. That could be another one. So we have to evolve all that based on what we are expecting to achieve in this. So all these things are there in our discussions, internal one, and we hope that we will be able to quantify the impact after 3 years.
122. Sir, Soumya Pillai from the print. Ms. Ramya's presentation said that this policy is going to be implemented in 3 phases. Can we have some deadlines where, have we set timelines where, when would one phase be completed, and ultimately where we are saying that by phase 3 we aim to have open access for all? By when do we aim to achieve that? That's one question. My second question is that, again, in the introduction, you said that ONOS will be parallelly implemented with ANRF and other schemes. So in ANRF, there are tier 2, tier 3 institutes which, like Jacob also mentioned, have certain infrastructural limitations which we are aiming to sort of address through ANRF. So what is that hurdle going to be, and how do we aim to solve that?
So let me see the second part is in ANRF already there is a program called PAIR. I think Dr. Karandikar can say more if you are interested, which is looking at how to enhance the research capabilities of tier 2, tier 3. This may not be the right way wording tier 2, but institutes which are doing less in research, let's call it that way. Now this resource will definitely helpful. There is no question. So ANRF efforts are again in addition to whatever we are doing. It's not like this is at conflict or any such thing. All these are needed to enhance the research capabilities around the country in colleges, universities, institutions. So that is one thing. Now timeline on phase 2, we have already mentioned, Dr. Ramya has mentioned, after 3 years, we will see what it will take to include private institutions in this fold. In what model? Public-private partnership, in what model? That has to be seen only after 3 years. But effort will start earlier than that because it takes about a year before you can finalize. After that, again, we'll have to see 3-year period experience of the larger number. No, the negotiations are done. It is done for a period. This time, we have been able to negotiate for 3 years. Correct? So this is what we have to see after phase 1, how it evolves. What is our experience? Please trust me, this experience is not there before in any country. India is the first country where this has been launched. So we have to learn from this and then see phase 2. And depending on that, then we will be ready for phase 3. Exact timeline may not be that easy, but phase 2 timeline is clear. We will see after the phase 1 is getting completed. Anything else I think was unanswered?
152.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Abhijit from the Economic Times. So I want to ask that although you are promoting open access, but it is also an intellectual property. So how will you ensure that it is secured while being enlarged to other?
What
How
is
will it be
become
secured? Since it's an intellectual property, so despite providing that open access to students, it has to be ensured that it is not being non-ethically used or misused from that aspect.
Sorry, I don't know.
That just, if I may say that, please don't mind it, but that's not correct or not relevant, because once you publish your work, it is out in the public.
So there is no question of
There's no
misuse.
question of IPR here.
Is that what your question is? Sorry,
that what-
question is not clear. If you can.
So I'm asking that it's an intellectual property, since you are expanding it to other tier 2, tier 3 institutions.
Fine.
So how will you ensure that it is secured and being used by only students and not by other people? Because the publishers are.
So let me just
They have to
understand.
bear the cost for publishing these journals. Undertaking these journals also take some cost. They have been publishing this in US. It requires some cost. The NIH funds that. So how will you ensure that?
Okay.
No. I think let me just answer this. So if your question is that in order to make sure that this access is available to the registered students of that academic institutions, I think Mr. Banerjee already outlined that it will be through the user ID and the access, and also the public IP of the institution, and through the Inflibinet portal. So therefore, this access is available to these 6,000 plus institutions which are part of this network. And it is already, and if you mean to say that what is published, so it is already published. So therefore, in that sense, it is not protected like a patent or an intellectual property, if that is the question. So what is already published, it is a free knowledge in that sense, and it can be read and freely used by anyone. But if you have done some research and if you want to protect it and not publish it, then that option is available to the researcher for protecting it through patents. So that is a different route altogether.
68.
One more question, last question.
Just we take it again. Will it?
Yeah, I think they have been. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Bhumika from Medical Dialogues. So my question is that apart from journals, we also have resources like ebooks and other databases. So are we expecting ONOS in future?
In phase 1, this is not covered, but as we said, as we learn from this, we will take it up later.
121.
But I think I have to clear this confusion. And I think although Professor Sood has mentioned, this does not restrict institutions, universities, colleges to subscribe to other journals, other books, databases, whatever they want to do, open access, pay APC charges to their researchers. They can do all. The government is not saying that, it is restricting. If IIT, if they want to pay APC charges to their researchers, if IISc wants to pay APC charges to their researchers, if they want to promote open access, they can all do this. Only these 30 publishers' journals, the government will not give money to, let us say, IISc or IIT or Central University, because now that money is pooled here and it is coming through that. Apart from that, it is also being made available to state public universities. So this is not restricting any university's freedom to do whatever they want, except that now this will be available through this. So that way, I think this should be really understood.
Let me just add this, that you keep hearing number 30. We were negotiating with many more. These 30s cover, and there are some which did not agree to the negotiation. So that doesn't mean their business in India or through university or otherwise will stop. In fact, that was the choice. And that's why it actually didn't take 1 year. It took us more than almost 2 years to come to the stage that we've come to. So nothing else is off the table. what we are saying, but let me just say this to you, 30, and Pallav and others, gentlemen from Hindu asked a question. It's very clear. This covers by and large 95% of all social sciences. I insist on social sciences because we have publishers like Francis and Taylor, Sage, which publish hugely in social sciences. And you asked, I'm just diverting, the gentleman from Hindu had asked this question. Those well-oiled, well-heeled institutions already had access, then what are we doing now? We don't know the untapped potential. I take an example from cricket, if I may. I mean, suddenly we find there are huge talent in Srinagar, in Jharkhand, everywhere in cricket, because you made grounds accessible, coaches accessible. This is something which hopefully we are right in our thinking. Now, once you make the knowledge accessible, what will happen after that, we will see. But you were beginning to say that, oh, but they may not have any infrastructure to do research after reading a paper. What's the point? Also the point, I thought I'll just cover it right now, Indian research. If I'm working on tuberculosis or malaria, or there is nothing Indian about it, research is research. You publish, that's another matter, you publish it in journal or not. So I would simply say this 30 publisher cover more than 95% of all published work in journals. So in that sense, a very big step. Somebody wants to buy, there's a couple of them who did not, Royal Society did not agree to this for their reason. Optical Society did not agree. Those journals, of course, will be bought or taken over or subscribed by the institutions. As repeatedly has been said, every.
Yeah, Dr. Sood.
Do not have any exact figure. What we can say is that in 2022, Inflibnet attempted to get some figure. We got something in the neighborhood of about 100 crores, but that is not exhaustive. So it only a few universities, they responded and those figures were available. So I mean, that way we don't. I mean that exact. I mean, offhand I cannot remember that, but the amount which we got was in the neighborhood of
What
70,
is covered
80,
now?
like
Actually,
that.
what now is covered is 240. Can you flash that table, which is very useful? You had one table. Yeah. If you look at state public universities are 451, which will benefit. And they will not be spending money from state government funds.
And another almost 5,000 colleges are there, state central put together. So that college number is also huge.
212?
Yeah.
Sir, this is Joe from Malayalam Manorama newspaper. You mentioned that you are supporting for the publishing the articles also, the APCs. So what are the criteria for selecting the articles?
So this amount which we have put aside, we are making the guidelines for that, because this amount is not that it will satisfy everyone who wants to do that. We will have a criteria of the journals which are of very high quality, and then we'll evolve a method in a transparent way, which will be transparent for this APC. It is in the process.
273?
Srishti Chaudhary from CNN News 18. I just wanted to understand, there was one slide which talked about how researchers will be facilitated if they want to get published in high quality journals. What amount has been set aside for that? How you're going to enable that?
150, you mean APC?
Yeah. Yes.
150 crores per year.
150. And how will that be facilitated?
That's what I
first?
just answered. The process is in getting evolved. How it will be utilized, and it will come out soon, but it will be pretty transparent.
104?
You mean it will be done by tomorrow? No. It will be done in next few days, possible. And we have to see that we make sure it is done properly, and that is what will happen.
So good afternoon. This is Sanjay Agarwal, sir, for World News. So I had 3 questions initially.
Sorry, from which place?
So
are you?
World News 24/7. So I have 2 more questions added with the other, people. So the first thing is the minister had earlier last year he had talked about this thing coming up, right? And now, Ramya ma'am has mentioned about going globally, right? So my first question is, when will we have one world, one subscription? You said internationally the community is not, it's not working. They're not in coherence with India.
Sorry.
I said we have this one nation. So
Yeah.
when are we going to have a one world, one subscription? Because as Banerjee sir also said,
I think a very interesting question. We are not taking the responsibility in this press conference to say that it will be done by such and such days, one world, one subscription. No.
47 तक कर लेंगे तो ठीक हो जाएगा.
Good. That's your slow this thing. We
So my
don't-
second thing is, if ma'am can show the slide, ma'am. Can you bring the slide, the last 4th slide, ma'am, where you have those publishers.
No,
Before
that's
this, one
table.
before,
Table.
One before.
Yeah.
No, one before, ma'am.
Go back.
The 5th
Table.
slide in the last, if you go from the back side. Can I open my mobile and tell you?
No. It is there. You mean the number of
The
institutions?
number of- Yeah, before. Yeah, this one. Come back. They share journals, the 5 major ones, the papers which are being published, right, sir? So these papers are just.
No, these are publisher data, not papers.
No, this is journals, papers, right, sir?
Correct.
Divided. So if you go to
Articles.
the first one, the American Mathematical Society, so we have this bar free. So that's the maximum, but they just have 9 journals, the first one, sir. And then the maximum is about 2438, Springer. So Springer is hardly giving anything free. So why are we not able to bring, negotiating on the table, bring them and American?
No. What is? Why are we not?
If I understand your question,